Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video, potentially the last video of 2025. Can you actually believe that? In today's video we're going to be running through all the books that I got for Christmas. In this video I have a book from my auntie, some books from my mum, some from my brother and some from my nan to run through. So let's just jump straight in and go through all the books that I got for Christmas this year. The first book that I got was The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord. So this was actually from my auntie. So we do kind of like a Secret Santa hamper swap in our family. So this was in my hamper and this feels like very much a summery book. So I will be saving this for the summertime, but I'm very excited to read this one. Obviously I'm excited to read like all the books that are in this video. Let's go through the ones from my nan. The first one we have is The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clover. Now I haven't heard too much about this one, but it just kind of intrigued me, and from the feel of it, I don't know if it's indie published or not, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I just saw this one and it sounded really interesting. Then we have The Love Interest by Claire Gilmore, which I've heard amazing things about. I've heard people like Sarah Caroli and Hayley Pham talk about this book, so that's why I added it to my wish list, and I believe it's a workplace romance which I really enjoy. And the last book that my nan got me was How to End a Love Story, which I believe this is a debut novel, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. Now we'll run through the ones from my brother. We have Love Arranged, I won't say Love Rearranged, Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, which is the third book in the Dreamland Billionaires, in the Lakefront Billionaires series. So I have read book one and I do own book two, so yeah, I enjoyed book one and I do enjoy Lauren Asher's writing. So I actually don't know too much about what this book is about, but it is an interconnected series, I believe. I don't think you have to necessarily read them in order, but I could be wrong, so excited to get to that one. Then we have If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. So this one really blew up this year, especially during the autumn months. It was described as kind of like a Gilmore Girls style book. It's set in the 90s, it's set in a small town. It's very much giving autumn on the cover, so I am going to probably save it for them, but I have heard amazing things about this book. This is just screaming autumn at me, so yeah, I heard it's really good. And there's a dog. Who doesn't love a dog in a book? Then the next book that he got me was Rewind It Back by Liz Tom Ford. So this is the fifth and the final book in the Windy City series. I do have on my radar to finish the Windy City series in 2026. So I have read the first two, did not enjoy the first one, loved the second one and have high hopes for the rest of the series. Now I finally have the last one in the series and I do own the other two, so I do have plans to finish that series next year. And the last book that my brother got me was The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, which I believe is the second book in the... Is it the second book to Serpent and the Wings of the Night? Yeah, I think so. So I've recently read that book as part of a Bookmas video, so hopefully I roughly remember. I mean, I've been really ill throughout December, so my brain just didn't take in a lot of information, to be honest, throughout the month of December. So we'll see whether I can remember most of it. But this is a chunky book. I didn't realise how big this was. Then we have the books from my mum, which are the last books we're going to run through in this video. So the first one we have is Main Characters by Hannah Orenstein. I think that's how you say it. Again, I saw Sarah Caroli and then I believe Steph maybe read this as well. I heard good things about it and the cover just is really intriguing me. I think it's a little bit more of a fiction read, which I am more interested in at the moment, so it does look very good and I'm just obsessed with this cover, like literally just obsessed with it. I think this is probably like a spring summertime read maybe. Then the next book we have is The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. I actually read my first Ellen Hildebrand book this year, which was The Hotel Nantucket. I read that whilst on holiday and I really enjoyed it, so I do really want to read more Ellen Hildebrand books. I currently own 28 Summers and that's the only other book that I own, obviously now apart from this one. I don't really know what order to read them in, so if you have any insight on that, let me know, but if you can read them in any order, great. I have already read The Hotel Nantucket, so if I've read that in the wrong order, I apologise, but excited to get to this one and just kind of read more of her backlog. I know she has a different sort of series coming out now that's not Nantucket based, but people have said that her Nantucket based books are the best ones. Then we have a really daunting book, and that is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. So this is the first one in the Crescent City series. My plans are to finish off Throne of Glass, so I'm currently up to Queen of Shadows, like that's the next book that I need to read in that series. So I'm planning to finish Throne of Glass next year and then start Crescent City. This book is actually on my 26 for 2026 TBR. If you do want to watch that video, it is up already. So I am planning to get to this one, but I do want to finish off Throne of Glass first, so I'm not in the middle of two Sarah J Maas series. Then the next book my mum got me was Wildcard by Auntie Silva, which literally so excited. I really want to get to the Rose Hill series. I managed to finish off the Chestnut Spring series this year. I do own most of her first series, is it Gold Rush Ranch? So I do own most of that series, and now I have the whole of the Rose Hill series as well, so we do want to try and read this. And obviously she has a new series coming out next year. She is writing books faster than I can read them at the moment. Then the next book that my mum got me is All This Could Be Different by Sarah Thankam Matthews. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that, but that was a mouthful. Again, I'm not sure too much what this book is about, but I think it's more of like a fiction, maybe a women's fiction. So yeah, I just like that sort of book, a little bit different. And the last book that my mum got me is Crown Tide by Alex Astor, which is the 4th book in the Lightlark series, and I do own the rest of the series. I have read Lightlark, have not read the others, but I do plan to read them in 2026. This cover is just stunning. I'm loving the colours and everything, so can't wait to get to this one and obviously the rest of the series. But those are all the books that we're going to run through in today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and let me know what you got, whether you got any books, whether you got any of the same books as me, or just what you got in general. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in 2026.